Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. So, this reading is for the energy coming in through the full moon happening on the 29th of June. This is happening at 8 degrees of Capricorn at 7:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, let's take a look at the energy that is coming through for you for this full moon. What messages want to come out? Let's take a look at this energy. Ooh. All of a sudden it started to rain. I don't know if that has any significance. Wow! I swear it started to rain, and look at your card. Emotions are running high. Super moon. Ooh, this is very, very interesting already. All right. Bottom of the deck, balance, spirituality, and practicality. That is just so interesting. Oh, I like stuff like that. But anyhow, so emotions are running high, balance, spirituality, and practicality. So I do feel this gives me the sense of, I kind of feel like a spiritual ascension where someone is waking up, like they're recognizing and the significance of their intuition, of seeing things on a spiritual basis versus a physical basis, that sort of thing. I feel this is a very big energy. I mean, I just can't even believe it has been like so hot all day today. I've watered my garden 3 times. Like it has been so hot. So to have this rain come through, it just feels at the same time I'm sitting down to do this and that card comes out. It's just got me like, wow. So very interesting energy. Uh, so I do feel like this could be, I feel a lot with this energy. So let me just stop for a second. And so a couple things. We have Mercury, your ruling planet, stationing to retrograde. It is in the sign of Cancer, emotional energy, right? Spiritual energy. And it is retrograding back. So I wouldn't be surprised it doesn't surprise me to see this emotions running high. Cancer energy is an emotional energy, it's a water sign energy. At the same time this is all happening, we have Mars, the planet of action, heading right into your sign, the sign of Gemini, and it's getting ready to clash with Uranus, the planet of radical shifts, radical changes, like bolts of lightning, like the Uranus is, when we see the tower in a reading, it that's Uranus energy. It's where boom, like this bolt of lightning comes out of nowhere and changes everything. So first card coming up, focus your vision. So it does give me this energy. Like I said, I am feeling this energy. Although it may feel challenging when you're going through any sort of ascension, especially if it's a dark, the dark night of the soul sort of energy, that is always an extremely intense part of spiritually awaken. I feel right there is this threshold of this portal. I feel it's very important for you right now to focus your energy on like shadow work, inner work, like healing. Virtue of humility is at the bottom of the deck. You could be experiencing, an ego death of some sort for some reason. I don't see the tower, but I haven't got any tarot out here yet. But I will not be surprised to see the tower show up, because I do feel like that is like your old world is crumbling like all at one time. It's like you see something clearly, you see something from a higher perspective, you see something differently is how I'm feeling. Focus your vision, stay focused. Gemini energy is a lot of times all over the place, indecisive, of two minds, that sort of thing. I feel like it's very important right now for you to stay grounded, step outside, put your bare feet on grass, perfect way to ground yourself, touch a tree. Look at this. Boundless potential. This always makes me feel like Empress energy because the Empress energy is all about manifestation. It's about growth. It's about birthing something, and I feel like something big is happening when I'm seeing this energy, right? The boundless potential, but it's when you're in alignment, right? That's when things just take right off, everything falls into place. It's one thing after another that is helping to build, establish, to grow, right? The Empress births things into the physical realm. Bottom of the deck is harmonized life. I kind of feel, I just got this vibe, seriously, I just have this vibe that, it's like this aha moment, like this reckoning, like this realization that this isn't it, or something isn't right, or, something just doesn't feel aligned, and I'm feeling that well, look what the tarot says, but I'm feeling you're recognizing it by the signs, the synchronicities. Like I said, maybe there's things that aren't growing and evolving in that sort of energy. Wow, look at coping with grief. Bottom of the deck, redirect your fire. That's your passion, your drive, your ambition. I feel something's out of whack, is how I'm feeling. It may not, I don't feel like it's an easy situation. I really do not. Just by looking at this energy and feeling this energy, especially seeing the emotions running high coming out, I'm seeing that boundless potential. You see all that fire right there. You can see even the fire over here, and then redirect your fire. So I kind of feel like this is looking at a positive, productive way to direct your energy and staying focused, grounded, um, in the direction, the actions, the whatever this is. So let's start tapping into the tarot. Wow, I did not see this reading coming at all. But I typically, what comes through is what comes through. If this isn't for you, please don't take. If it's not for you, if it does not resonate, don't take any of it. You can always watch the readings for your sun, moon, and rising. That could help give additional clarity. Seven of air in reverse. So I like to see it in reverse. I'm going to say that. Wow, look at this. Bottom of the deck, six of fire. So this energy I like, right? The seven of air in reverse talks about upright. It can feel like a deceptive, sneaky, trying to get away with something kind of energy, whether this is you or someone around you. I see the six of fire, and this is talking about victory, success, accomplishing things, right? And absolutely, people can do it in a underhanded way, deceptive way. It will never stand the test of time. You can get a short-term gain doing something like that, like if this was in the upright, but it will have a long-term loss associated with it, right? So I'm kind of feeling there's this recognition of, just this underhanded behavior, whether it be yours, someone you know, people you're affiliated with, circumstances that are around you, something like that. I feel like, however, I feel this is a big aha moment. I feel this is an awakening for you. I feel like it's hard because I'm seeing this coping with grief. And, sometimes it is painful and it's hard to look at situations that are not healthy, that are toxic, that are not for our greater good, and have to release them, to have to let go, right? To go through that grieving process of loss, just knowing that it's not in alignment, right? I just feel like this is where this is going. So we're going to continue to move forward. I do like seeing the victory and success because it does give me the feels that you're going to overcome whatever this challenge is, or this thing is that you're going through right now. This is just a short, this is just something that's not going to, I feel like it's just a part of the journey, a part of the cycle. I feel like you're going to overcome this, come out of this better than before, stronger. It's all about our own free will and the choices and decisions we make. And there's the Lover's card. That is your energy with the sun in reverse. So it's giving me the indication of, like the sun in reverse is not the card we want to see in reverse. The sun in reverse talks about, unhappy, like doom and gloom. It talks about lack of victory, lack of success, lack of happiness or joy. Also not seeing something. And I get the feeling like that is part of this because I'm seeing that Seven of Swords in reverse with the sun connected to it in reverse, right? Like, I don't feel you saw something. Maybe you weren't ready to see something, a deceptive situation, that sort of thing. Wow. Five of Water is at the bottom of the deck as well. Um, Indicating some sort of sadness, grief, loss of some sort, right? Uh, but the Lover's card, your energy, did show up upright. So this again talks about choices, decisions, right? And we can always make different choices and get different outcomes, right? Like, we all make mistakes. That sort of energy is how I'm feeling. I really strongly feel you didn't see something, right? Like, you didn't see something, and that's what I'm feeling. But I kind of feel like now you see it, you can't unsee it, right? And that's just how that goes. So let's keep seeing what other energies want to show up for you. I will clarify that Seven of Air in reverse and the Sun in reverse. But let me pull one more card. The Six of Air, this is you making a choice and a decision to move forward. Ace of Air. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Air. I feel like you need a break, or this is about taking a break, getting some rest, relaxation, rejuvenating, recharging, that sort of thing. I feel like it's also about putting something to rest, right? It's giving me that vibe. Let's clarify that Seven of Swords in reverse. Let's clarify the Seven of Swords in reverse. What is this Seven of Swords in reverse? Seven of Swords in reverse is the Five of Cups again. Ooh, okay. Bottom of the deck is the Moon. It really gives me you didn't see something. Like, you didn't see something. Like the sun being in reverse, it wasn't, you couldn't see it. It just gives me that vibe. You couldn't see the loss, the sadness. You couldn't see something. What is this sun in reverse for? Wow. The moon, something was hidden. With the moon being there, definitely something was hidden from you. Like, I'm getting the feeling just you didn't, you know, uh, yeah, something was hidden. I'm feeling, on the surface, things looked one way, but underneath it was a totally different ball game. I feel like it led to loss, disappointment, sadness, some sort of grief. But I see the Six of Swords moving forward, making choices, making decisions, recognizing that it's not the end of the world, boundless potential. We've seen the Six of Fire out here in that card, and we're also seeing that redirect your fire, right? It's like coming back to that sacral chakra, that heart chakra, that abundant energy force. And I kind of just get the vibe that you're seeing what's draining your life force, is how I'm feeling. And now you're starting to protect it. Look at this. I asked about the sun. Eight of Cups, walking away. You're walking away from that Emperor right there at the bottom of the deck. I feel like something's been going on where you've been hanging in limbo. You've been stuck, stagnant. Something isn't happening. You're going through some sort of enlightenment, but you recognizing, like, this can be overcome. You can overcome whatever this is, but I'm feeling it's going to take hard work, dedication, perseverance, focus, right? Mastering the realm of, well, I kind of feel like it's more than one realm, to be honest with you. I'm seeing Judgment, and I'm seeing the Temperance Angel. Wow. Three major arcana cards to an ace of, wow. Look at these. Let me just grab this deck back. On the bottom of the deck, Temperance Angel, talking about balance being restored, making a judgment call. I feel like this is judgment as well, not just from you making a judgment call, but the judgment from the universe, right? This is the Fool card, taking a leap of faith into a brand new beginning. There's the Ace of Cups. So this can be, an Ace of Cups is a new beginning, with joy, happiness, love, after death, after ending a situation. And there's the Five of Pentacles after that death. So this is like leaving something out in the cold that I feel has really had you caught up in your head, taking action, cutting through seeing the clarity. I feel like it's accepting the truth and seeing it what it is, what for what it is. Something I feel something was hidden, whether you just didn't want to see it, whether it was a manipulation that was taking place. There was something you didn't want to see, but I feel like it's time for you to mature, grow, see the situation for what it truly is, and act accordingly. The Emperor does what needs to be done to defend, protect, create his empire. Plain and simple. Let's grab you some messages from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. We'll see what messages of guidance the universe wants to bring forth for you today. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what energy is going on for Gemini. Every time I've pulled this card, it's only come out, and this is the second reading through all the 12 signs, and that is the eye in the sky. This reminds me of Gemini energy, absolutely, with the two people, the mirrored people. The Gemini is the only sign of the twins, and this talks about truth, clarity, and that eye in the sky. Like I say this every time I pull this card, right? Like people think they get away with stuff, which I feel was part of a problem somewhere along this path or this journey. But there is always that eye, forever seeing eye in the sky that knows real from fake, that can see what's really happening. Even, and again, it's not just about what you see on the physical, it's about what's known in the spiritual. And I feel like there is a truth that has been revealed. This is talking about trusting your intuition. Something gives me the vibe that maybe you didn't listen to your intuition, maybe you didn't trust your intuition or something like that. But I feel there's no hiding from this anymore. I feel like the truth is seen for what the truth is, not the illusion that I feel was cast. I just feel that. And now it's time to go through that transformation. Butterflies talk about that, going from that cocoon into the metamorphosis into the butterfly. So I do feel like it's time for a celebration. I feel like it's time for you to have faith and to work through. There's no doubt that there's no skipping steps in any sort of ascension. There's just not. There's facing the shadow, there's looking at oneself, there's recognizing their role and where they are, the choices they made, the things they've done, that sort of energy. So I know it's easy to play the blame game, but we all have to take accountability for our actions. And I feel like this is part of that transformation. I do feel it's saying to have faith. Let me cover this up because this person don't have no clothes on. There's a second time of about a new beginning. So there is a new beginning that's taking place that is meant to be on your path. I feel like, it's like the hard part is making the choices and decisions and recognizing what's not meant to be on your path and letting it go, right? In a healthy, in a healthy way, in a way that's good. So we'll pull two more cards for you, Gemini. This does look like an intense reading. It does feel to me like somebody's going through some sort of spiritual awakening. I feel like somebody does need to take the time out to rest, rejuvenate, recover. You know, that sort of energy. There's a card of dreams, which I love to see. There's a union on the bottom of the deck again. So this is like things coming together, that sort of energy. And let's grab one more card and we'll close this reading out. And here it is. Have compassion with yourself as you're going through. See the transformation. See the butterfly wings. You're almost. This is almost. You're almost over. This is almost over. This is almost done. Thoughts are at the bottom of the deck, so I do feel like you have angelic support around you. I even feel like this is your higher self being compassionate and understanding as you work through this transformation. Ascensions, transformations, none of these things are easy. Coping with grief is not easy. Feeling some feelings is not easy, but they're important things to recognize and see where they stem from, and bringing these things up and out is really going to help with the healing process and the ascension process. And I feel like there is an ascension because I've seen the Emperor over there, and I didn't really see any cards surrounding that energy that would indicate to me like this is like a tyrant or a bully or a power hungry energy. It feels to me like a mature, responsible energy, right? That's how, and again, it's male, female, it doesn't matter, but this is somebody who is in charge. Like, this is somebody who stands in their power and is a true leader, defender, protector, provider. Don't matter who it is, man or woman, that is who this is. Then the thought right here, so something, what's underneath that? Sanctuary. I feel like whoever I'm talking to, wow, sanctuary is underneath that. I feel like there is this sense of, whatever's thoughts, and look, freedom right there too. It feels like the thoughts are focused on that peaceful energy, that harmonious life, that nurturing, that kindness, that love, that sort of energy, a place that makes you feel safe, secure, nurtured, and loved. I feel like you're liberating yourself from something that looks like it has, definitely been something pretty intense, it feels like to me, because this definitely feels like a major ascension or process or transformation, going through a dark night of the soul, something like that. But I do see the beauty on the other side of all of this. So I do hope this helps you, Gemini. I send you an abundance of peace, love, and light. Have a great day.